What's up, everybody? This is Jube from Section 122 on ArgosEndzone.com, getting you ready for Week 14 action. Summer is now behind us, moving into the fall, the real football weather, as the real football fans like to say. Toronto Argos on the road to take on the resurging Winnipeg Blue Bombers this weekend. Argos coming off a tough loss in Montreal where starter Ricky Ray went down with an injury. This is not good. It was just kind of interesting when I was looking today that our season ticket package on the front here, see where we've got Corey Boyd, Ricky Ray, Andre Dury. None of these Argos will be dressing for Toronto tonight. As we all know, Boyd released, signed with Edmonton. Ricky Ray is now on the shelf. Dury still not back. Stuff like that makes me nervous. Now, on the plus side, Cackard is back. He played last week, so we're okay there. Defense is still pretty strong. Speaking of defense, kind of interesting last week where Ahmad Carroll was a healthy scratch. I'm not going to say that played a big factor in how the defense played last week, but you got to think the guy who was a Defensive Player of the Week, great duo as a shutdown corner, makes me a little nervous. I forgot to check and see if he's dressed for, they haven't announced who's going to be dressed for this week or not. Fingers crossed he's back in that defensive backfield. But we'd love to have Dury back because the guy is a huge threat, running and catching the ball, just knows the game really well. And of course, Ricky Ray, I believe he's still leading the league in pass completion percentage, so you know he can move the chains. So ball's turned over to Jarius Jackson, who all season has been called on in the third and short game. So we know as long as all those plays are coming from third and short yards, Argo's going to do great. But they need him to throw the ball and to run this offense. So he's had a full week of first team snaps. He was a starter in BC back before Travis Lulay decided he wanted to be a league's outstanding player. So let's see how things work out here. Fingers crossed, of course, that things are going to work out okay. You're going to see a lot of this week as there's so many questions going into this week as the Argos have lost the last two on the road, third straight game on the road, and Winnipeg coming off of their first win in seems like forever as they've got what's his head? Buck Pierce. Probably the best name in football. Why can't I remember it? But Buck came back, made a huge impact, and has got everything rolling again there. It should be really interesting. I'll tell you, one guy that I like on Winnipeg, and I'm going to say right up, being division rival, can't stand Winnipeg. I mean, they're still well behind how much I hate Hamilton and Montreal, but they're still a division rival, so they bug me. But their running back, Simpson, is a guy that runs with a lot of purpose. I do respect that. It reminds me of Corey Boyd when he was first coming into the league. So that guy kind of makes me, on the plus side, like I said, the Argos D still holding strong. And I think they're going to bounce back from last week. As I said, hopefully Carroll's back in there. But on the run side of things, I'm not too concerned. I think they're going to step up fine. Winnipeg's defense played a heck of a game against Hamilton last week. Again, we're talking Hamilton, and we're talking Toronto, a different situation here. But with the injuries that are starting to pile up on Toronto's offense, this could be an interesting game. Of course, Chad Owens getting so very, very close to a third straight 3,000-yard season. Funny thing, I met Chad Owens at the New Jersey launch. Sorry, I don't have the New Jersey yet. Slagging behind, my bad. And shook his hand, and I just jokingly said, "Do you think this will be the 4,000-yard season?" And he laughed and said, "Oh, it's a pretty big total." But he's got a shot. Like, how crazy is that? He could actually get 4,000 total purpose yards this season. Anyways, he's going to do what he does, which is consistent, move the chains, and I'm going to say 2 TDs this week there against Winnipeg. So this is going to be this could be a really, really good game. As I said, it's a gut check time for Toronto. Winnipeg starting to roll, got confidence back, and I don't want to see Swagger go back by any means. I think that's dead. I really hope that's dead. So I can never go against my Argos. So I'm going to say that this one is going to be a 22-17 win for the Double Blue, and I think Swayze Waters is going to be the impact guy, as he's going to be placing the ball deep on special teams and a couple of key field goals. I think the offensive stalwart is going to be no big surprise. I'm expecting Chad Owens to be the focus. I say Jarius Jackson runs the offense effectively without making any really silly mistakes. I think he's going to play it safe, which means another big day from Cackard as well. Watch for the underneath stuff. Bradwell, I think, is going to contribute where he needs to be. And I'm expecting Spencer Watt to be more of a decoy, drawing defense deep and then throwing underneath. Just throwing that out there to see how it goes. Speaking of which, you also got Kenyon Rambo, who is getting more comfortable with this offense every week, and Inman, who is always good for at least one circus catch every game. So watch for those guys to make happen on offense. Defense, I think Huntley is going to be disruptive, really disruptive for Buck Pierce this week. I'm not saying he's knocking him out. Buck Pierce is just tough as nails, and he's got something to prove. So, but I think keep an eye on Huntley. I'm thinking, again, this kind of coming out of here as I'm rambling on. I'm seeing 2 sacks. I'll give you 3 hurries, and at least 1 stuff of Simpson in the backfield. Gentlemen, it's up to you. Throw it out there. Alrighty. So, enjoy the game this week. And for myself, Jube here, representing Section 122 on ArgonautsWinnipeg.com, we ride the rail and we ride it hard.